LVCC at CES, day 4. Alright, so right now we're in the super hyped up Intel booth. It's traditionally one of my favorite booths, but also one of the really flashy booths of CES. Now they're behind you. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is really tripping me out because like if you put your hands in front of you, they're not there, they disappear. Because this is a VR experience and not an AR experience. But I can see like a little bit through the nose bridge, so I know my hands still exist. But it's really cool because like in this particular experience, I feel much smaller than all of the people around me. So like it's almost like I'm standing in a room surrounded by giants. But what's really weird is that if I look over there, I'm one of the giants, so I can like see myself in a different world because the camera is only like 10 feet away from where I'm standing. So this right here that they're talking about is the Intel Shooting Star project. It's one of my absolute favorite things that Intel has done. It's absolutely stunning, and it's a way of painting images in the night sky using lit drones, and it debuted at Disney for, I believe, their Christmas Spectacular.
It drives you in imagination.
It's like fireworks that you can program, and the possibilities from an artistic standpoint for something like this are mind-blowing.
Just to see the technology develop so quickly.
You could be right here in your Run IQ. You can get all of your text and call notifications that way. And first,
ready?
So what exactly are you doing?
So basically we're taking any two images and utilizing machine learning algorithm turning into a new art. So what we just did for the demonstration purposes, we took your picture. Now we're saving it. Now you're going to choose any of these style images. Basically what they are, they're painting for various different famous artists. Like this is done by Pablo Picasso, this is by Van Gogh. So it's up to you because after all you're making this art.
I'm a fan of that
So
one.
now you chose this style. So as soon as we're going to hit make art, what will happen is these two pictures will go up into the data center in the cloud, and using our latest Intel Xeon processor, E5 series that is, we will read both of those images, like the contour, the color, the object, and then using the artistic style from the object image, we'll recreate the subject image. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that. Give us about a few minutes and it will be ready on the other side.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Just kind of look all over, okay? Yeah, and then all the cut in front. So CES used to be a measuring contest between all the huge companies to see who had the biggest TVs. Although that's faded for a good amount, you can see it's still a pretty big thing here. Okay, so right now we're in the Canon booth and I'm about to make a fool of myself, but with this like really fun horizontal photo booth. Oh, really? 30 seconds of lying there making a fool out of yourself produces something like this. And it's really cool, and the reason I did that is it overlays like this flower over you, so I look like I'm peeking out. Elixir of CES. You cannot go a show without like 20 cups a day.
And that's also going to be a regular book. Nothing special about that book either. Barnes & Noble hardcover book. Everything is in this projector right here. So it projects a laser onto the table. Any surface is fine, doesn't really matter. Any information that you put on this table, book, magazine, information, pictures, you can manipulate the images in a different space. The story that we're going to do basically is this right here, where Alice tries to color the white roses red. And I'm going to have you tap the characters real quick.
Whoa. Tap it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Tap that one. There you go. Now, because we don't have real roses here, we're going to use this cup with a rose as a substitution to color the red roses, just like the story says. So we're going to drag Alice over, and we're going to color the red roses. So not only can you read the book, but you can act out the book interactively as well.
there is one. There you go. Perfect. Did you go to work out today? Did you plan on it? Right. What's going on here? We've got to work it out. She's like, in 1 to 17 seconds, going to be over.
You are so close. Pull your knees up, pull them up, pull them up.
Get one more, come on.
Come on, we can get one more in there, one more. 3 seconds.
Oh my God.
2. And there you go. Deep breath.
It's a timer, okay.
Deep breath. Deep breath.
Nice. Good
Go
job.
deep breath.
Really
Deep.
nice.
So I'm like embarrassingly exhausted for how little jumps I did, but you know, it's been a while since I was a high jumper. So that was Coating Glass. They're a materials company and they're showing off kind of all the cool stuff in tech that they're doing. So they have, you saw me working with a mirror that's also a display. So you may have seen like magic mirror type stuff, but they're kind of taking that to the next level. And when it's off, it literally is just a mirror. And the same thing goes for the white piece of material next to that, which when it's off is just a white wall.
Let's do it. Now go for it.
Okay, so last year it was like 3D printer drone, 3D printer drone, 3D printer drone. This year we've definitely seen a decrease of drones, but they're still very prominent, and it's really fun to walk around and see all the cool stuff a lot of these companies are working on. So I just put in a pre-order for one of these. I think it'll be good for commuting to class. What do you think? No idea, I'm very lost.
See, this is where I got lost.
So we're currently surrounded by audiovisual stuff. So we've got HDMI behind us, Sennheiser showing off their new Orpheus headphones, which are like $40,000 and you have to book some time to get. Unfortunately, I've got my own startup to run, so we can't spend all our time here at the LVCC, but hopefully you enjoy some of the highlights we've put together for you. So we gotta get back on the bus now and head back to Eureka Park. Hey friends, it's Xyla here and my friend Pari, and you're about to see me in my day job. So when I'm not filming Beauty and the Bolt, I founded and run a company called Pari Hug, and we make these internet-connected plush toys that let you hug your loved ones from anywhere in the world. So for example, right now I'm here in Las Vegas at the Consumer Electronics Show, and I have a Pari, and so my mom right now is in Boston, and so if she had a Pari, when I give mine a hug, she'll feel my hug as a gentle vibration all the way in Boston, and she'll know that I love her and I miss her. And when she gives hers a hug, I'll feel that hug here in Vegas in real time. And so everything we do is kind of trying to just connect people with technology or connect people with other people using technology rather than connecting people with technology. Because I think that love is a really, really important thing that sometimes isn't always seen in modern technology. Because it doesn't matter how fast we can transmit data over the internet. In the end, it matters how it makes you feel. So what we're trying to do is make sure that you feel warm and fuzzy and cuddly. So this project started as a hackathon project, actually. It was before I knew anything about the Internet of Things. I didn't know what I was doing at all. But I was in a long-distance relationship for about 1.5 years. And during that time, I really wanted a way to reach out to my boyfriend and know that he was there. I had a really bad day at work. I was having a rough time, but I had nothing like intelligent to text him or to call him about. And so I started playing around this idea of how can I hug him, but he's over 1,000 miles away. So I went to Walmart, I bought some teddy bears, ripped them apart, did some surgery, added some sensors and an Arduino, and built a really rough around the edges prototype of what you're seeing today. And so now 1.5 years later, we're here at the Consumer Electronics Show looking to roll out pre-sales in the next couple of months. And it all started because I had a problem in my life that I wanted to solve, and I wasn't afraid to solve it. And back to the other Xyla in the Beauty and the Bolt studios. Yeah.
Okay, so one big thing at CES is this idea of trends. There's, VR is the trend. It's something that you're going to see all over the news. It's, the stuff you're seeing on Wired right now. TechCrunch, actually, their booth's right there. Is probably streaming about it all the time. That,
Drones and 3D printers.
3D printers are always a thing.
Buzzwords of CES.
Automated cars, basically any of that. So the thing with trends is it starts to kind of segue people into categories. So Xyla's a bit more familiar with that. But one cool thing is that you can start to see where each of these fields are moving by looking at stuff like the entrepreneurial areas. Because you can kind of see these new ideas, and the big companies are walking around and going, hey, how'd you come up with the idea? Do you want to come work for us? Hey, this is where acquisitions happen. Basically all of that.
Yeah, so the huge companies send acquisition scouts out throughout the startup area. And kind of my experience with that is that they send kind of scouts, and then if a scout likes your company, they'll go get the next person up. And they'll come to your company if they like it. Then it usually goes to like the VP of acquisitions, who will have a really long conversation with you and generally tell you why you aren't going to get acquired. But in a lot of cases, those conversations really start here.
But the key to that is that it starts with an idea, right? So someone like Xyla can have an idea. pretty much anyone can have an idea, and you just have to make the right connections, make the right steps. And once you're here, you've already got all these big industry people coming, and they're walking through your booths. They're looking at your products. And really, it starts with that idea. As long as you're able to execute it, like some of the prototypes we're seeing today there's drawings on pieces of paper. There's 3D printed at obviously someone's house. What matters is that idea. It's that key.
Exactly. And to give you kind of a personal anecdote of that, I showed up at the Consumer Electronics Show last year with pretty much a glorified hackathon project. I built this prototype at MHacks in September. I hadn't really picked it up until someone said that, hey, that would maybe be a good startup idea. You should pursue it further. We got a grant to work on it, but that really didn't cover much of the development costs. So we showed up with a mostly working prototype, a lot of passion for the idea, and the ability to convey our thoughts. And that got us so far. We ended up, in the last year, we've raised enough money to keep going and to come to the Consumer Electronics Show this year with so much more knowledge and so much more product also. That's the important part.
It's all about growth. It's starting out with something little and kind of just turning it into something else. And that could be, starting your own company. It could be going the entire entrepreneur route, going all the way to production. But it could also just be talking to these big companies and showing that, your idea can go somewhere.
Exactly.